known as Joanna. I guess going more traditional opening there. Yeah, I just been busy for the last couple of days. Been just doing my thing. Um, been washing clothes for like the last hour or whatever. Um, and no, I'm not at a laundromat doing PlayStation. No, it was in my house, bucket of water, boom, done. Get it, you know? But it was like, it was like I've got I did everything I got. So part of me is hoping I have no problems. Like, like with water, you know, because water is included. So like water is not the problem. The problem is more like just, like in general water problems like waterlogged shit. I figured out a good way to do it though. I what I'm gonna do is get a drying rack next month. Yeah, I'm thinking next month. This is again how bad it is. It's like great, got everything all fucked up because I bought a PS Vita, which is it's weird, right? Like it's not weird to get a PS Vita in a way because I meant like used. It's good, but it's also like one of those things where you're just like, you know, I mean, I shouldn't have got it, but at the same time, who cares? I mean, it's like one of those things where you're just like, shouldn't have gotten it. But like again, it's also like, yo, it's like one of those things where like, yes, $100 down the drain right there. It was used. I bought it. I can't believe I bought it. It's a 2000 model. It's not the old one. It has the micro USB charger. So if you know what that is, you have a Vita. You look down. You don't have that fancy special charger. I would sell the charger I have to my friend for like $5 to $2. I'm not gonna like what I mean. I would tell him that like yo, I want to give you a deal, but I want to make some money off of it for myself. Like it depends on the whole situation. I'm not a greedy asshole. I'm just a realist sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I gotta make money off some stuff. It's also like one of those things where like $2 is nothing. It's also like again, if he doesn't take it, I don't even care. I paid my rent. I'm happy. I should be getting the full amount of food stamps that is owed to me. I'm happy, which is weird because I told the guy like, you gave me $22 in food stamps. Like hell, that is not enough to eat off of, and like and they like okay, because like to be honest with you, the normal amount they give me is over $100, and that's fine. I don't need a huge amount to like eat off of or whatever, but like it's just one of those things where like you give me $22, it'd be like, are you serious? Like you know, like I hope they better give it to me tomorrow and like, cause they said they'd pay me 130 something. I'm like, yeah, you better hope there's 130 in there tomorrow. We could check it right now on my account, cause oh, this guy strikes out. Who gives a shit? He's gonna. He might get. Besides, I know that when you get down 0-2, the next pitch is almost usually a waste pitch. So, see what happens here. They said it might take 24 to 48 hours. So it's like, okay. Yeah, I have $11 in food stamps. And again, I spent some of it today because you gotta eat. It's a fact of life, right? But it's also like one of those things where like I'm just not happy with that shit. Like, don't give me $22 and then be like, okay, you put in. Here's what happened. They put in my income was $500, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I don't never filled out a form that way. It's like, and it's like, this is the other thing they said that it's kind of like a funny thing that they said this that oh DSS doesn't make mistakes, and I'm just like, look, I almost want to say I want to pull that guy aside and say, take that out of your vocabulary. Like, first off, if you work in any corporation, you know they make mistakes all the in time. You know, like it's one of those things where like, dude, like that's just a pet peeve of mine when they say things like that. It's like you make mistakes all the time. No offense, I didn't hold it that much against them, but it was like, one of those things where you're just like, damn, you know, can I get a break? Shit. I'm probably not gonna get a break. I mean, there's a runner on second. I don't even care. I'm actually losing as my Giants rebuild too, because part of me is like, I just want to go back to that one. It's I actually like playing the rebuilds or doing these teams because they're not local teams, so there's like a good change of pace with that. I live in the Northeast, so again, Boston, Red Sox, New York Yankees, New York Mets, all those are teams in my area. Well, and it's like, it's good to do teams that you don't know a lot about, but are bad. Like the Giants, I'm not gonna like run out to buy a newspaper from San Francisco or anything like that. I don't even know if you could where I live, but just it's like one of those things. Like, oh, they got some guys I know. Like they maybe wash, like, but they got some guys that are just not great. But yeah, you know, they may have some former guys from the Padres, which I actually was like, yo, that's pretty cool. Like the Padres. I mean, it wasn't any star. It was Jervis Solarte, and it was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I do have a Padres team. I did since 2014. So it's like, yo, that's interesting. He was on the Padres. I like when it comes down to it, like that's one of those teams I have like a weird following in my mind with. Just because I'm like, yo, I've been doing them since 2014. I haven't done really a lot of videos on them. I don't know why. I mean, I really don't know why. Sometimes I just fall out of favor with things. You know. Um. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm just swinging at everything. Fuck it. I gotta say to that one guy that was asking me to play with him, I'm like, I never do that. It's just a rule I have. I'm sorry. That rule's even in effect. It's really just one of those things where you're like, I don't want to do that and then get like 50,000 voice messages like, why aren't you online? It's like, yeah, because, dude, I don't want to play at, 2 a.m. and like work. Like, it's just like, especially when it's like some people don't understand no is not personal. And sometimes, like, you know what I mean? I always hate that with people. I have friends that have that shit, and I'm like, dude, just because I said I didn't want to party with you is like not an indictment against you. It's an indictment against the system. Like, and if you're gonna take it personally, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, it's like one of those things where like, dude took it personally. I told this guy like no, like I was frustrated on I think it was yesterday or the first or something, and I was like, yo, I don't want to party. He's like, well, that's polite. I'm like, yeah, like, dude, like, don't say that shit to me when I'm not getting services or not getting helped. And I'm like, That was one of those things where I'm just like, dude, I just don't want to do it. I said no. I said no. That's it. Like, not no. Fuck you. Like you asshole. Because when I've been around the block, like to be honest, I'm lucky to get the $22. Like, put it in my account today. I'm like, because I know the way food stamps works. They don't care. They don't care to the point of like, oh, here's $22. Okay. They were telling me TSS doesn't make mistakes, and I'm like, again, pet peeve. Like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying DSS doesn't make mistakes? Like, clearly you guys make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Like, don't tell me. Like, I hate when people have that arrogance, and I'm like, no, 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 no. You make mistakes, dude. You're human, aren't you? Like, unless you're a super intelligent android, but shit, that's gone. All right, so we got one out. I don't even care anymore. Let's just see what happens here, because it's gonna be bad for me. I almost can guarantee you that. Like, right? Like, when there's runners on first and third, one out. There's only one good outcome here. Like, so let's see if we can get that. But again, I'm not a hopeful person at the moment. I'm like, oh, but I may change my tune. There we go. Yeah, right. Like, I'm not a hopeful person. Gets out of the inning. Whoa. That was a that was what we needed at that point, and I wonder if this guy's actually a reliever. Because part of me is gonna just check that real quick. No, he's not a reliever, but it seems like he is because he's just tired. Like it looks like he was tired, so yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of bouncing my ball, doing my thing. Yeah, I don't even know. Like some of these guys, like Daniel Murphy, like I know Trevor Story, he was hot one year, but it's like one of those things where like the big stars I know, but everybody else is kind of like this guy Walters, don't know him. I like the fact that he plays second and short though. That's always a fun little bit of fun with that, you know. So yeah. I think the Padres. I can't even say anything right, huh? I think the Padres are going to be good next year, but not maybe not. I hope they take an improvement. I hope they make an improvement because part of me is like, for them to spend all that money on nothing, I'd be like, that would suck. And as a Red Sox fan, like I've seen that sort of thing before, because we are large market and all that bull crap. Like I think I think part of it is not bull crap to be honest with you, but part of it's like you know all these guys are billionaires and millionaires. So part of me is like, yes, there is no there that's bull crap, but a part of me is also like, I agree. There's small markets and then there's large markets. What the yeah. So like, cause living in Connecticut, we know we're a small market and we're not going to get like any teams or anything. But when I mean any teams, we're not going to get the Whalers back or anything like that. But when it comes to like Boston, like you got all of New England. When it comes to New York, you have like this, like what I mean. I mean, because obviously with every sport, there's like a salary cap or a luxury tax. So you can't have one team just dominating, but at the same time, you can't have one team like. I mean, they're all billionaires. I mean, they all buy $1 billion teams. So it's a little bit like, okay, obviously the playing field is not level, but it's not completely unlevel, Did my Vita just finish charging? Because part of me is like, I don't know. I just want to make sure it's alright. I like the micro USB stuff because, man, fuck having that, like, specific charger. Ugh, that sucked. That was actually a good inning from Marquez because the other innings was like, dude, they should have scored. So. And I'm just getting weak contact. I kind of hate that because it's like one of those things where like part of me is like, yeah, I understand my offense is early, so I'm not gonna be too down, but. But we get back on track, right? We may not be early, we may be early, but we get on track. That was barely out of there too. Yeah, that was a Coors Field home run. Like, unfortunately, I hate saying that because you take them where you can get the first row. You know. All right. Like I could tell that was either an out, a double, like extra base hit, or an out. Pretty much, it wasn't gonna be unless it was playable, which it wasn't. So I mean that's with everything, but like I could tell that had a strong home run possibility. Just the way the outfielder was like, oh, gonna come back in, and oh, I'm gonna go back out. Yeah, no. One thing I hate about the Rockies, at least with this team, is the defense is just terrible. Like like not even like one guy, like the first baseman, I can accept that being terrible, but everybody's terrible. You know, which kind of sucks because it's like, you know, oh shit, I thought that would get out or whatever. But like, what I mean terrible is like when you're in the 50s and you're a center fielder, it's like, bro, no, that's a right fielder or hell, even not even a left fielder, which is like again where you want some defense. I mean, like, it's a little uncanny valley still. Still haven't gotten used to that. Shit, I might as well. Shit, what am I gonna do? I've disputed some charges. I'm not gonna win those, but what are you gonna do? Like, I hope I win that. Like, I hope I win that damn dispute with PlayStation because they charged me $60, and I don't know if I'm gonna win that. But part of me is like, okay, if I don't, so it's like, okay, I can move on without it. Uh, Shit, I just feel so bad. All right, all right, I'm gonna just hang up or something because that part of me is like, when I mean hang up, is stop the video or whatever. Yeah, I mean I do want to see what. Uh, yeah, I did charge that for like over an hour. So I will see you in the next one because I want to see how long I did this too. Oh no, I hit the wrong one. Damn it, I hate that. I really hate that. It's like, okay, so yeah, 19 minutes is good. All right, see y'all later.